Alright, so I am back, and today we're going to be taking a look at the KBB model. A friend of mine told me the name and how to pronounce it, but it escapes me. But the important part is it is a downsized MP10. That's what you really need to know here. So if you look up KBB MP10 eBay, you'll be able to find this guy. I'm also going to put a link below to my friend's email. Hit him up. He can get you pricing. I think he said around $80, $85 or so. Let me just grab my phone here. 1 second. So I can know exactly what I'm talking about. Let's see here. Alright. He said you can order through him for $80 and have it shipped in 7 to 10 days. Now, the first run is gone. I guess it's sold out. So second run is going to be coming out in August, so if you're interested in this, just give it a little time. I'm hoping like TF Direct will get them too. My friend also advised that if you see them on eBay for under $60, do not buy them. Those are the scammer ones. So that's the problem with knockoffs and some companies and stuff like that. But it's a really nice box. So you get the image of Prime there, picture there, stuff that he can do, that, and that. And this opens like a shoebox almost. And then the figure's clamshelled inside, which of course I already took it off. I just wanted to show off packaging because it is a really nice box for a knockoff company. And here is MP10, downsized MP10. So we'll take the camera down. So yeah, let me grab. Let's see here. What do I got right here? I got the Takara version of Hound. This is from Universe line, so you can see how it scales there. Looks about right. I'd say a little too small in this mode, but if you're going for a real world scale kind of thing going on. As you can see, he's got some accessories. We'll go through them all more in depth once we get to bot mode, but yeah, he's got some accessories going on here. We'll just get those out of the way. He rolls. Tires are like, this one's a little stiff. This one's fine. This one's fine. Fine. This one's a little stiff here. And these are all Diecast hubcaps with the rubber tires. So this is Diecast sword too, so nice touch. Kudos. So yeah, not much more else, or not much more to show off here. He's basically just a downside. There's a few differences here and there, and I don't have an MP10. Not a true MP10. I just have the year of the goat. Was it year of the snake? Optimus Prime-ish, whatever, year of the whatever. I got him sitting right here, so I could show off a few differences as we go. So yeah, they molded things differently, and then like I said, they did die cast differently. So we'll just start getting into the transformation here. So pull these panels here out. Like so. Then you pull these down. Transforms just the same as MP10 for the most part. There's a couple different changes. Alright, so pull these arms out, just like you would MP10. You'll pull these out. Now the mirrors, this is the first change. The mirrors are just stationary. Personally, I would have preferred if they just took the mirrors off entirely. If you're going to leave them stationary, they kind of look like they would get in the way. You know, here's him. They fold in there all nice and neat. So yeah, if you're gonna not put the hinge in there, which I understand why they didn't, then just don't do the mirror at all. That's what I'd say. I don't think it'd be missed, especially since most people pose them in bot mode. So fold this down and out. Fold this panel here down. Hands rotate around. Close that back up. This will fold up just like that. Same thing over here. Down, around, close up, close in. Good to go. All right. Now what we want to do is, let's see here, open this piece here up. You can flip the head around. Then this piece will go up, comes down. Pull this piece here down like this. Let's do the legs here real quick. Pull these panels here out. And then this will rotate around to the side, just like that. Again, if you transform Prime, you know what you're doing here. And then this will just rotate down like that. Down like that. Next change is, and this is one that is unfortunate but understandable as well. On the back of the legs here, you've got this little push button release that when you're transforming it, that just releases the lock that's on the leg. So it's locked in there, and you can pull it out, but it makes it easier to tab and untab that leg. All right, but here you just slide them down, just like that. Rotate the waist. This piece here will flip around, fold the toe forward, heel back, toe forward, heel back. Then you want to rotate this down. Before we do that, we want to rotate this here. All right, now rotate this all down. And then this tab here will plug into the hole behind the chest piece there. Just like that. Close up the chest. Come to the back, and then I like to take these pieces here, fold them around, just like that. And there is the downsized MP10 in bot mode. And I think he looks great. Plastic on this guy, it's fine. And I don't mean that it's like, oh, it's just fine. I mean, it's fine. I mean, this is better plastic than most Hasbro figures. This is MP level plastic on this guy. All the joints are nice and solid. There's nothing on here that's like, man, that's too tight, or man, that's too loose. There's nothing on here that makes me concerned of breakage. I mean, I would still err on caution because it is a knockoff, but ultimately, I mean, it is nice. He looks nice. The paint is great. The only flaws I've seen on him, where'd they go? There's a chip in the paint here, and a chip in the paint here. That's it. Those are the only flaws with the figure itself. 2 chips of paint. That's it. I am blown away with the quality of knockoffs lately. And this is definitely now the best knockoff I've ever had in my hands. It's just hands down. Nothing comes close to this guy when it comes to knockoff quality. Well, Quake Blast, but then you're getting into the question of, is Quake Blast truly a knockoff since they re-engineered the entire figure? The Grimlock is really nice, the oversized Grimlock. The problem I had with him is just kind of like they used the same thickness of plastic for the oversized as the undersized one, or the regular sized one did, making it a little loose, or making it a little thin, it felt. I guess this could have probably used a second coat on the forearms there. But honestly, I'm not... Oh, see on this one, they're clear bits. These are just molded in detail. So, yeah, I mean they did some changes here. So let's go through the Poseability here. The head is on this panel here, folds up and down. It doesn't really lock into place anywhere. Is that how MP10 goes? Yeah, his does too, but he does have a pretty good upward motion on his head. And then he could look pretty much straight, whereas this one, he doesn't really have an up. He's got a little bit down, but no up. It looks left and right just fine. You could cheat by moving the panel back. Definitely breaks up the aesthetics there, but you can do that. Opening up the chest here. Now this is really tight to do on the regular MP. So this one, I'm not gonna try to pull this thing out. Well, maybe it's already out. Yeah, there it is. Matrix, diecast, it seems. Is that right? Yep. So a little diecast matrix, open, close, looks good. And yeah. Close this back up. We'll put the matrix back in there later. This is diecast. And that's not diecast on the actual MP version. Same with the hubcaps, like I pointed out earlier. Shoulders, swivel. They go in and out, around. No issues there. There's a bit of a butterfly due to transformation. Forearm swivel. Bends at the elbow. Hands swivel. Fingers, they're on the, you got the bottom 3 on one hinge, and then the pointer has 2 points of articulation up there. And it actually, yeah, it's the same design, so it's just a friction joint, so be careful with that. And because he's smaller than the MP10, I'd be extra careful there, just to be on the safe side. Waist swivels. This piece is diecast. This one is not. Yeah, he's got no diecast up here. Yeah, all his diecast are in the feet, I believe. There's a little bit in there for transformation. I believe that's diecast, but His toes are die cast. His heels are die cast. And that's it. So those are die cast. On the real one. On the KO, as we move down, like I said, waist swivel. Die cast waist piece here. Only the front is die cast, the back is plastic. Legs, nice ratchet up and down. Looks like it's a little loose there. How's this one? That one seems fine. So just this one's a little loose. Friction joint out. No ratchets there, but it does hold up pretty well. Let's see if we can get him balanced. It's gonna be hard because he's got all that extra die cast in his body. There we go. So you can balance him. It is difficult, but it can be done. Thigh swivel, ratcheted knee, goes forward, back. There's another swivel right below the knee. Feet have the rocker. Doesn't really want to go further than that. And tilt, die cast, no, die cast here. So he's got a good amount of die cast in him, more so than the MP10, to the point where, I mean, clearly I would say this guy's heavier, but this guy feels denser because he's got that extra die cast in there. I think that was a smart move on their part. Because it really kind of sets him apart from just the regular MP10. It makes it just feel better. Now, accessories. Let's get into it. So he's got the Matrix. We already saw that. Let's get the crappy one out. This thing sucks ass. This is, a downsized version of the MP10 gun. Which I'm not a huge fan of to begin with. Now the big difference here is this one, when you fold this up, you see the barrel collapses. It's not really holding together very well. But there's that collapsing joint. This one does not have that joint, so it has to stay smaller. So it'd be like if this one was always like that size instead of that size. So you lose like almost an inch there. Maybe half an inch. So this one is always small. So when you put it in his hand, which he doesn't hold it very well at all, which sucks. So if you get it into his hand and you get him holding it, I mean, this just looks pathetic. I mean, it looks like a pistol. Curious now, though, if he can hold... Now, I always thought the MP10 guns were a little on the small side. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. There you go. He can hold the MP10 gun. Not securely and not super tight, but he can hold it. And that looks about where it should be for him. But anyway, moving on. He's got the Energon axe. This comes in two parts that you just plug together. And then just kind of plug it on over his fist. Just like that. No issues. Alright, now let's get into some new stuff. It comes with this. It's all hollow. It's got a little clear plastic there. This thing, I will say this feels a little cheap, on the cheap side. Plastic quality feels durable, but overall, I think it's because it's just this big hollow piece of plastic. It makes it feel really cheap to me. But you can take it, and these two plugs here will plug into those two holes there. So just slide it on and plug it in. And there you go. Now he's got his jetpack. And yeah, I guess, if you feel like that's what you need to have, then that's what you get. It's okay if you like that one thing where or that one scene when you borrowed Sideswipe's jetpack. Outside of that, I don't think it's really all that impressive. Alright, now let's get into some really cool shit though. So as I pointed out earlier, he does come with this sword. It is die-cast. It looks great. No real way to plug it into his hand, but he just kind of friction his fingers around it and he holds it just fine. No real issues there. And it looks good. It's not, my Prime never had a sword, so, you know, growing up, Prime, I never had a sworded Prime. Let's see, where's my ultimate rifle here? I do have, this rifle. Let's see if I can plug this in. This does not come with him. Again, he can hold it. It's not super secure. It's better than his actual gun, though. He comes with the little Megatron. This is die-cast. This is super nice. I really... This thing is impressive because it's just this big piece of die-cast. I mean, not big, but I mean, you guys know what I mean. Open up his hands here. Take the sword out. Plug that in. He doesn't hold it very well because it doesn't have that slider joint that it should to fit into his hand all the way. Maybe if we take this piece here off. Yeah, that helps a little bit. There we go. Yeah, he can definitely hold it just fine. Get that piece out of the way, and we're good to go. Looks good. I like it. I like that a lot. I've said it before. It's like Megatron. I don't care if he doesn't transform. Just give me a little mini gun that comes with him, and I'm happy because you know he mass shifts anyway. So that's pretty cool. All right. And last, certainly not least, so get him close. This is his head that he comes stock. Looks great. Is that MP10 head? Yeah. So it's the same as the actual MP10 head. His antenna moves. His do not. Point that out real quick. I don't know if maybe just something's jamming that head from moving. Oh, he's got this big, nasty, ugly, thick screw back there. That's what's holding his neck out of place. So I'll take that apart and see if I can fix that on my own. All right. Anyway, so he comes with a Orion style head. So if you want to have an Optimus that looks kind of like Optimus with Orion's head that's smaller than your MP, I would put this, throw this on there and throw it in your Masterpiece collection. There you go. You got Orion. So there's that. He also has, looks like Angry Face Prime. Like, I'm going to kill somebody. Which looks nice. And the last one is another Angry Face Prime, but with more of a prominent mask. This reminds me a lot of the G2 comic books Prime. And then, yeah, like I said, these mirrors don't get in the way of the arms at all. I've got the arms pushed all the way against the body. But you can pull them out a little bit. They do kind of actually hide that hinge a little bit better than the regular MP did. So yeah. Let's do some size comparisons, because I'm sure that's what everybody who, everyone that's not my usual clientele is wanting to see. So here he is with Prime, the actual MP10 mold, and here he is with an MP car. So yeah, depends on what you think is best for your Prime. I don't think he works for an MP scale. I think him standing next to this MP car makes him look too small. Now, some people might think that's okay, because this is about Orion scale. The Toy World Orion. Unfortunately, I just had sold him because I didn't think somebody was asking for it. And I didn't think I'd get him today. Otherwise, I would have told him, hey, I'm going to hold off on shipping you until, Wednesday. Because I know this guy's going to be here on Wednesday. He was coming from China. I didn't think he would actually get here that fast. So, so yeah, unfortunately I don't have Orion, and I don't have Hegemon either. I do have Classics Prime. So you can see he's a full head taller than Classics Prime. So he's definitely more in the larger chug Orion scale. Here he is with a Seeker. And while scale-wise they don't look quite right, design-wise they look so good together. So good. There he is with a Legends bot, and I think that looks amazing as well. Let me do this. Here's a Legends, and here is we'll do a deluxe car. So here's Wheeljack, and I think that looks just right there. Here's Toy World's Grimlock, and here is the Generations Ultra Magnus. And just because I got him in yesterday, here is Toy World's Fortress Maximus. Now, some people may or may not like that Fortress Maximus back there, but outside of that, I think this is a perfect Prime scale and a perfect looking Prime. Because it's an MP Prime, and he's in a chug scale. A larger chug, yes, but still chug. I like him a lot. See, let's see here. Not sure of anybody else I can scale him next to, except for maybe Galvatron. So here he's with Mania King. And he's a little taller than Mania King. But Orion was too. But, set them far enough apart, you won't be able to know. Just right next to each other, it's noticeable. But, yeah. All in all, I think if this company were to downsize more MP figures, I know they're going to get some business from me. I know that sounds crazy because it's like, well, why don't you just collect MP? Well, it's just because I wasn't having fun with them. That's why. But there are certain figures that are MP, like Prime, that I would love to continue to have in my collection. So, like, if they were to downsize Soundwave to be, a little bit shorter than him, I'd be all over that. And if they were to, let's see, maybe Prowl, maybe Shockwave for sure. If they were to downsize one of the Shockwaves, be it Quake Wave, Quake Blast, or the MP, I'd be all over that too. I would not touch Seekers, but they could upscale some Seekers. I don't know. Anyway, so as far as I know, From what I hear, they haven't announced any repaints of him yet. Just that they're going to reissue him, or they're doing a second round of him. But I mean, it really would be stupid if they were not to make more of him, or Nemesis colors, Ultra Magnus colors, the purple one, Shattered Glass purple, and then there's the Evalegion. I don't know how to say that word, but there's so many different versions of this mold that they could repaint and get a whole bunch of money for it. They just really need to get this piece of shit out of here, because this is the one thing in this whole set that I absolutely detest. Not enough to knock his score, really, but this would be a... I know this is a deal breaker for some, because some people really need to have the guns right. Me, I think I'll probably put this on there, on him, or something. I'll figure something out. But this thing is just stupid. That is beyond unacceptable. Unacceptable gun. Everything else on it is pretty awesome. So I'm gonna go ahead, and I know it's a knockoff, but whatever. Deal with it. As far as knockoffs go, I've said it before and I'll say it again. It's just, I'm fine with knockoffs if they serve a purpose. If there's a reason for the knockoff. If it's just a straight knockoff, then no, that's stupid. I tried some of those KO cars and they just didn't know. They're not worth the few bucks you save with those KO cars. Honestly, it's not worth the amount, or the quality that you get from MP. Now this is a quality MP knockoff, and it serves a purpose though. It's downsized, so it's actually in a scale that makes sense for some people. I mean, it doesn't make sense for MP's collectors, obviously, but it makes sense for people like me who are collecting Chug. So this makes sense to me. I like this. This works fine. I love this. It's like the oversized Grimlock. That served a purpose. When CHMS was doing the Seekers that were either super rare to find or in colors that hadn't existed at the time, I'm fine with that, because they're giving us something that we didn't have and something that we wanted that the official companies weren't doing. A Voyager Prime that looks just like the G1 cartoon is something that Hasbro and Takara just weren't going to do. Closest thing we got is this or the Motormaster repaint from Combiner Wars, and neither one of them really does that job. This is where it's at. So if you are in the market for something like Orion, pick this thing up instead, because this thing is infinitely better than Orion. This is everything that is good about the MP10 mold, downsized for us Chug collectors. That's what this is. This thing is awesome. Oh, one more quick size comparison, just because. And here he is with the MP Hot Rod, which I'm using as my stand-in for Rodimus Prime. And don't those two just look perfect together? I mean, isn't that just? I'm happy. I'm a very happy man right now. Very, very happy with this. This is awesome.